Hi, everybody. Welcome to Intimate Cello. I'm so grateful to be here with you today. This was a little improvisation that was the opening of our 4th live stream, where I get to share with you my vision, my highest soul's purpose vision, which is called Intimate Cello. It's a connection, it's an intimate connection through the cello, which is my gift, is one of my biggest gifts in my life, that I was introduced to this amazing instrument and I got to learn it, and I have such a beautiful intimate relationship with it, and now I get to share it with you on an even deeper level than I've ever had before, that I've never even imagined. So Intimate Cello today is it's really all about vulnerability. Vulnerability is one of those superpowers. I love vulnerability. It's actually becoming, my affirmation for today is that vulnerability is becoming less and less and full of effort. In fact, it's effortless. So vulnerability is one of those things that you can affirm and intend to bring more into your life in an effortless way. And what I like to share today is a few improvisations that are gonna be birthed on the spot, literally. It's all happening in front of you. So it's a super vulnerable art, meaning I just put myself on the spot willingly, like that. And the message that I share with that is, well, there's a few, but one of them we'll start with is the message of trust. Trusting in yourself. What does that mean? Trusting in yourself in creating the unknown, creating that which you envision, creating that which you want in life. If you could stop everything that you're doing for a few days and just take a break and spend time with yourself, go even deeper than you ever have. Ask yourself, what do I really want to do? What really matters to me? Like if you could peel all of these layers, all of the layers that are standing in the way between you and what you want, how much trust do you need to gather in order to go there? So I put myself in a position where it's very vulnerable. I'm composing on the spot. I have no idea what I'm going to play. But I trust in my ability to be present because I have opened up the channel, the divine, well, the channel to the cosmos, the channel to the unknown. And that is very much thanks to the work that I've been doing with 432 hertz, which is considered the harmonic intonation of nature. That means it has the ability to heal us on some level. It has the ability to activate a natural ability to work in balance between the right side of the brain and the left side of the brain. I have a lot to share today, as you can feel. But before I continue sharing through what I've studied about 432 and my experiment and my experience, I will go into our first piece. And I wish you to sit with it in the most intimate way. In fact, the invitation has always been and will continue to be for you to sit with the music with your eyes closed. Perhaps you can be in your room on your own, turn off the lights, lay down on your bed, make yourself comfortable, and go deep. Don't watch me. I don't necessarily want to be watched. I welcome everyone to tap in as they wish. But my intimate invitation, if it was up to me, was to invite you to close your eyes and go within when you listen to the music. And let the vibration of 432 hertz activate what it needs to activate. In my studies, I've learned that we can work with this beautiful vibration because it helps us so much to go beyond the familiar. It helps us to go beyond what we've known in the past and how we've been conditioned. So trust yourself, trust this vibration as well, and thank you so much for being here with me. Oh God, I feel very called to share with you what's happening within me right now. So, just wanted to share with you something really amazing that's happening for me these days. It's happening as a way of showing me the magic of life. So I've been invited to record at a beautiful recording studio that belongs to a musician locally here in Sonoma County in Cotati, California, named Paul Lamb. Shout out to Paul. Hi, Paul. You are like such an incredible, incredible human being, an incredible friend, and an incredible and magical addition to my journey. I have had the most incredible experience yesterday. We were recording some of this. We were doing this basically. We were just sharing. I was stepping into the moment, into my creative space, and we just recorded it. And the magic of being in a studio where someone else is facilitating the sound, and you just get to do what you do is so liberating. I missed it. I really miss going into that. Well, I have spent quite a bit of time in recording studios in my life, but in the last couple of years, I was primarily working on my own studio, which I enjoy tremendously. But there's this element of support and the element of growth and the element of the unknown, that this being in a place where you know you're going to be so inspired. And so my performance was just like so. I just felt so held and so like I don't know, it just brought the best out of me. And so we got some incredible recordings coming up very soon for me to share with you. This is basically what this download is about, and the inspiration of those recordings are, I feel them right now in this experience, an intimate cello, and why it's so epic, because everything supports the grand vision, includes the magic of how life unfolds. And when you trust that you can call what you need and the universe will supply, when you trust that and you start watching the miracles and realize how lucky you are, even just for noticing the synchronicities of what you're asking for and calling for, is so magical in my experience. So I just wanted to share that before I go to the next two pieces. We're now going into, let me see the time. That's something that I have to make sure. Okay, we are doing wonderfully on time. So we're going to go into the next stage in the intimate cello process, or an intimate cello sound bath experience, however you want to call this, because this is truly an experience for you to take and get what you need from it, because the frequency that cello is tuned to, A432 hertz, can benefit creativity. Talking about right brain art, which is improv, which is composing music on the spot as you're watching, as you're seeing in front of you. This is just a proof that you can do the same. And all it is that you can, what you're given in this opportunity is just an opportunity to internalize something. So what you're internalizing comes from your openness. You're opening to your powers, basically. Because I feel like, and this is where, you'll meet all kinds of different stands on this, but I feel like the world we live in today, I mean, everyone's view of the world is coming from their own lens, right? I find that for me, the right brain is the magical side of life. And I just wish to see more of it on the planet. And I feel like maybe, possibly, maybe there's a lack of balance between the right side of the brain and the left side of the brain. I feel like we've been very much caught up with the left and following external authorities, whereas the right side is entirely about internal authority, because you're following your own intuition. You're following your impulses, and your creative impulses are you're coming from within you, right? Not to mention the connection to the cosmos, where you no longer need a barrier between you and the divine. We're living in such an epic time where you literally feel the vibration of shifting to a sovereign reality, if you will. And these are my chosen words, and one of my biggest intentions in this life is to become more and more intentional and impeccable with my words. So, and broadcasting these type of affirmations, when we broadcast them, this is your opportunity to really look at yourself. Where are you? You know? Are you afraid of intending, or would you rather break through that fear? Because I feel like the power of intention is huge. And so that's one of the intentions of Intimate Cello, is to bring back intentionality in our lives. I know that for sure for me it has uplifted me so much. So we'll go into the next two pieces with the intention of tapping into opening ourselves to feeling what's coming within and what is coming up for you. Journal. I invite you to bring your journal to wherever you're sitting right now. Also, I forgot to mention, if you like to burn some incense, burn some candles, add to the vibe. And maybe you've already done that. Maybe you've already picked up on this vibe from the music. It's just nice to, to get into that sacred space with ourselves and with the music. So after those next two pieces, where I'm not going to be talking between them, I'll just talk right after, we'll move to the next phase, which will be a little bit more sharing, and then there'll be another piece or two to end the session, but we're still pretty good on time. So let's dive right back in. Take a breath in. Breath out. One more time. Let's take a breath in. And a breath out. back to our bodies. A lot of times when I play, I feel like I go somewhere else, and then coming back into the body is like a very interesting experience. And sometimes I feel very much in my body. I feel like I'm really in all of the elements, which is really amazing. The water is when it's flowing. The fire, it's when you're burning. You're like, yes, I'm having fun. Or like you going through the fear of like what's coming now, like what do I do now? Or the air is where you're just basically just sharing, and it's just, and you feel like aligned with your thoughts. And the earth is where you feel present. So I've had a lot of moments where a lot of times I close my eyes, which is something I've been giving myself permission in the last few years, especially because I love going deep within. Sometimes I'm very present and I'm here, and I'm like, I'm really enjoying the experience to like where it goes beyond just internal powerful experience, because I'm a sucker for the internal. But it's also really amazing to be mindful of what the internal creates externally. So that's another invitation with intimate cello, is how can you find things in your life that you feel that internally there's so much growth, and you're calling in for the external manifestation. And in a way, it's like it's more of an invitation of just to observe. And I'm sure that many of you are in that experience already, which is, the magic of life, and finding gratitude in what we're creating. It's so epic to me. And so whatever way I can inspire that, will be like my dream come true. And so, yeah, I'm really stoked about sharing the music that's coming through and being recorded. And as you know, these experiences are here for you to connect with. Really want to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I have all of my live streams. I have a lot of content there. That's the previous work that I've done as a composer, producer. I've released quite a lot of music in my the last, I want to say, 15. This is about the 7th or 8th year that I've been publishing music. But as a classically trained cellist, I had the privilege of being introduced to music production and really experiment a lot with just, like writing and just discovering my compositional language through music production. Because I've done composition in school in Israel growing up there. I went to a bunch of really awesome music schools that we've had all the training, the theory and harmony and chamber music and composition. And then I went into high school, and I was really fortunate to study with a bunch of teachers that were really good buddies. And they said that if we're gonna ever create a music department, we're gonna have all the classes that we've always wanted to have but never got to have. And one of them is in improvisation for classical musicians, which I'm sure many of you know that classical musicians don't often have that luxury of being guided how to improvise and let go and just really tap into the right side of the brain. We're more taught how to perform, how to execute well, and be really amazing players, but the creativity side that I was really enjoying getting to know even better showed up for me about 15 years ago when I started producing, actually more like 17 years ago, when I started producing and using all these cool tools, all these cool toys. And I worked with Pro Tools and Reason, and released a bunch of albums. It's Just a Little Dream from 2015, and Nocturnal Miniatures also from 2015. And then there's a bunch of music you can find on my Bandcamp page, which is also something I'd love to introduce you to. I have a link tree page, which is basically you can find a whole lot of different platforms that showcase different things that I've done. So one of them is basically it's kind of like my store at the moment, because it's an exclusive platform. You can find all my music that's been produced and processed into 432 hertz, which is my preference of how to listen to music. Because when I hear music that's brought into my body in 432 hertz, I actually feel more in my body when I listen to it, as opposed to the music that I've produced in 440 has a different experience. It's more of a mental satisfaction. It's more, it makes you kind of go into a space of like you're dreaming, but the difference between dreaming from the body, there's a connection I feel that there's a difference between going into the space of the ego or the false sense of self, which is very much in the left side of our brain, whereas the right side of the brain is more about your connection to source. And so your creativity there and your dreaming there is a different quality, if that makes sense. And so the reason I got into this point is because I was talking about 432 hertz and the music that you can find, that I decided to experiment with. I took the productions that I've already published online and I processed it through Audacity, which is an incredible app. Shout out to Audacity, that you can take all the music that you own or anything that you want to listen to and experiment what it can sound like in 432 hertz. And there's you can look it up on Google, YouTube. You can find the way how to do that. It's quite simple. So I've decided to test my own my own productions, and to my surprise, it was actually really good quality processing. Normally, you would want to produce, in 432 hertz. However, not everybody has the luxury to have started that way. And so this is a beautiful tool that everyone can use, and it's actually quite high quality. So on Bandcamp, I have decided to basically offer all of these incredible productions processed in 432 hertz, and it's an exclusive place. You can only find it there. And so this has been kind of like my journey of exploration. I found myself really drawn to working with this frequency. And so basically now when I perform, you can also find anywhere where I perform right now, in California. I'm doing quite a lot of live shows. All of them I pretty much tune to 432 hertz. So you can actually come and experience what it's like to be present with when the cello is tuned to 432 hertz. Like, how does it feel being close to that? And my intention is to really bring that beautiful vibration everywhere I go, even if I play on the street, which I've done quite a lot lately. I've been enjoying this experience because it's been so, I've been directed from a whole other place, if that makes sense, to share that. And so that's why I also do these events, these live streams, because they are about sharing the vision of intimate cello. And what the intention here is to really, I'd love to facilitate experiences with my audience. And when I mean that, when I say that, I mean that I'd love to work with you on bringing intimate cello to your community. This is an experience that can help so many of us together, collectively, to tap into the right brain and to really honor what this vibration can give us, because this aligns us with the earth. Mathematically, it's shown. There's quite a bit of content in that. There's also a lot of different arguments about that. Some people like to turn this into a conspiracy theory. They want to say that this is it's they're making out of it something which is too, it's not, it's too much, da 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 da. And I say personally, test for yourself. This is how I've learned to investigate for myself. And what I found out for myself is that I can feel it more in my body, and therefore I feel like there's an experience of openness, and there's experience of presence that's different from me as I improvise, because I meditate while I play. This is my experience, and it's all about presence. It's all about the internal monologue. So intimate cello is very much about the art of presence and trust. And so I wanted to also invite you, if you felt called to connect with me and find out for yourself what you can gain from intimate cello. And as I talk to you, I can feel what is it from you that I'm sensing that you can really focus or call for in this experience, and then we can have kind of like a preparation for that before you book your first session. I also facilitate free discovery calls that you can find, and you can book yourself time with me to talk about this if you feel that you need to do that before booking your first session. I think it's a beautiful way for us to connect before the session, but it's not necessary, because as the session will start, it's going to be all about creating a sacred space together where we sit together and we can really tap into the presence and into the heart connection. I facilitate those on Zoom as well as in person. This can be in your home if you live in the Sonoma County area. And yeah, you are going to be in the presence. If it's in person, you're going to be in the presence of the vibration with the instrument, but you can also feel it as you see, as we're doing it online right now. You can also experience that online if you prefer. And that way it's not limited to just locally, so that's the beautiful thing about working with sound and working with technology, and really making sure that we're providing the best quality sound. And by the way, I'd love to hear some feedback. If anyone wants to share about your experience, do feel free to leave your comments on the live chat. And really looking forward to connect with all of you who's on the on this live stream after, because the comments that I've been receiving and the love that I've been feeling and all the presence that's here while I play, believe it or not, actually makes a big difference. And so I wanted to really honor all of you that are present with me right now. And I'm just really, really grateful for so many people in my life right now that are supporting this vision and supporting the intention behind it and supporting me really stepping forward with it and sharing this from that space of both vulnerability and internal confidence, like from a space of inner trust. So with that, I'm going to move the energy to the fourth piece, and let me just make sure I know the time. We're doing well. So we're going to go into the fourth piece, after which we'll connect once again, and then we'll have one last piece, and then we'll wrap it up. So thank you. So, thank you for being here with me in this live stream of Intimate Cello, which is a sound bath in 432 hertz. Sound bath that bathes us with a beautiful, not only it's an opportunity to be immersed in music creation, which is an art form, a trusting art form, a right brain art form. We get to enjoy this in 432 hertz, which is a beautiful frequency that when we listen to it, it brings blessings to us as it activates the right side of our brain. So I'm hoping you're enjoying this live stream. I'm really, really grateful for Manifestation Media, who's helping me here with this beautiful experience. Shout out to Brielle from Manifestation Media, who's been my support system. And I'm really looking forward to some upcoming live shows that we're going to be doing. And if you're connected to me through Linktree, please do feel free to join my mailing list. You'll get all of the goodies, all of the upcoming events that are coming up, all the announcements. So my Linktree is a great place to check out all of my upcoming live shows. And I'm just really, really excited about what's coming. The movement. It's not even about just the what's coming. It's about the moment and what's the moment creating, because Intimate Cello is so much about embracing the vulnerability of life and the unknown and saying thank you for the journey. Oh my goodness, this journey of life is so full of lessons and trials and errors and studying what we're putting out in the world. And it's just such an epic journey. And I would never change it. I would never change. I'm so grateful. No regrets, and just really enjoying the magic that comes through it and the music that gets created and recorded and shared. And a lot of times the music does not get recorded. I do lots of performances with pieces that don't get any kind of recording, whether it's a video or an audio. And I see it as the Sand Mandala offering that the beautiful Tibetan monks have been showing. I've seen them doing it for years as they're present with each and every grain of sand that they're putting on the table that they've drew. All this art of creating the sand mandala is the same thing as playing music. It's all about presence. And then at the end, when there's this final you kind of let it go, because it's released to the ether. It's like an offering, because it was done in the moment. I will never recreate anything. Everything I do is one time. That's it. And that's the beauty of it too. It's like it's not meant to be captured. Of course, I have material that I created, and then I like to enjoy that as well. That aspect of like beautiful moments that I get to revisit, right? But there's another part to music creativity that I love celebrating, which is really all about creating for the sake of creation. So that's something that I've been really inspired by in my life from a young age, which is a freedom that you create for the sake of creativity, because that's what's really like inspiring. That's what ignites the spirit, and it's a spiritual experience, honestly. Creativity. So I'm just really, really grateful for having this opportunity to do this in front of an audience, in front of you guys, and in front of live audience on a daily basis. I've been performing a lot. In fact, one of the upcoming shows that I'm going to be doing is just sharing the art of intimate cello with a bunch of local community that I've met here, of incredible individuals that are all they're supporting the supporting of the evolution, and they're supporting the human magic, the power of the human body, the power of the human mind to heal and to create the reality that we want. And I get to share with them this vision, and I have upcoming experiences that are just all about connecting with the audience. Every time I do my street performances, I'm loving the connection that I have with the audience, because I get to meet them and talk to them. It's not like when I do an official performance, then the audience will have to wait until the end to say hello, and it's sometimes we don't really get to to chat properly. It's limited amount of time. But when I'm on the street and people come up to me, and sometimes I'll let whatever I play, and then I'll get to have this magical conversation with them. And they're going shopping, and then they'll stop for 10 minutes and talk to me and become friends. It's so intimate, it's so beautiful. I'm just loving connecting with people so much and sharing with them my music however possible way. And when I do that, I improvise. It's all created on the spot, so I never know what music is going to come through. So I've been really, really grateful, really fortunate, and just want to make sure that I'm just really, I feel like these opportunities to share with you are so epic for me, because I've been longing to connect with an audience for a long time. So please feel free to drop your email on my link tree. You can join my email list, and you'll receive my weekly newsletters, and I'll connect you with my vision. And if you connect with me directly, actually, you'll get even more access to what you can do with intimate cello, and where you could take that, where this vision can include you in the co-creationship, because the right brain is all about the co-creationship. It's about how can we put our powers together. What can we do together, and where are the areas in your life that you're calling for co-creationship? So this is another offering of intimate cello. I'm just going to look at my time once more. And we have just perfect amount of time to do one more piece and dive into the creativity zone again. And yeah, I just really want to bring out, I feel like everything around tapping into the unknown is a big topic right now for a lot of people. We're living a very how should I put it? Challenging times. Yes, challenging times, and I feel like there's a lot of growth that's is happening right now for a lot of people. A lot of growth, a lot of time going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper within. That's why I feel like this experience with the music is helpful for that. If you're seeking to really dive deeper into your essence, into that which is eternal, I feel like we are here to help each other with that. I don't know if you're familiar with Ram Dass, who's an incredible teacher that I've been very fortunate to become familiar with. And one of his quotes that I will never forget, that I love so much, is, "We all just walk each other home." We all just walk each other home, meaning we're all just helping each other to get to where we come from, to our source, to our back home. And what does that mean? What does that mean? And so we're all doing it in our own way, right? We're all here to help each other walk home together and embrace what that means. And who are we? Like, what does intimate cello have to do with any of that? Well, it's it's connection to your divinity, to your worthiness, connection to, who you really are. And obviously, there's people on the planet that have lost the connection to their divinity, and it's up to them to find it. But it's never too late for anybody to wake up to their divinity, I don't think. If someone chooses that, someone can experience that. So this is my this has been my experience. Like through music, I tapped into my divinity, and I really feel really fortunate to have an instrument that I can speak through, that I can say through, so that I can use, that I can touch people with, and this has a frequency of the heart. Frequency of the heart, it's like, and the human register, so it's just really, really powerful for me to have this as a tool, so I'm really grateful to use it. So we're going to go for our last and final piece of our session today. And once again, I want to say thank you to all the beautiful souls in my life. Shout out to Juan. Shout out to Brielle. Shout out to Paul. Shout out to Kieran Jod. Shout out to Kim Atkinson. Shout out to Darshan. Shout out to Jake. Shout out to Avital. Shout out to Karina. Shout out to my beautiful friends in Miami and London. Shout out to my family in Israel. Shout out, so many people. I'm not going to be able to remember everybody, but I'm just really grateful for the people that are close to me in my life. Yeah, just really, really happy to know you all and to be in this moment in time right here, doing what I'm doing. So, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Once again, thank you for everybody for being here with me today, enjoying and sharing moments with this experience of intimacy with the cello and enjoying the art of improvisation and the frequency that we're tuning to is 432 hertz, which is the ability for us to connect more deeply to the earth vibration, therefore feel our bodies and feel music in a different way, experience what that is. All this is really an experiment zone. We are in an experiment zone where we're witnessing what's happening and we're opening. We're just in a beautiful space of openness and witnessing what we're experiencing within us. So yay to us for being part of this experiment. And thank you so much for all your beautiful support. I'm just so elated in this experience of sharing this and witnessing the growth of it and witnessing the energy and the joy of playing, the joy of sharing, the joy of broadcasting, the joy of intending, the joy of creating, the joy of channeling. All this is like these are such beautiful gifts for me to celebrate with you and hopefully get to inspire you in some way to do the same with others and to really bring that essence, the light of your essence out to the world, through creativity, and just enjoy the process. Enjoy what's coming out of it and connect with me. I invite direct communication and connection. I'm available on social media. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and on SoundCloud and on Bandcamp and on Bandzoogle. And you can find me so many ways through Linktree, and you can find me through my mailing list. And you can send me also an email through ruticelli@gmail.com if you want to connect that way. I'm opening the door to communication for you to share what you're experiencing, and to really just invite you for this intimate experience of connection and learning what is it that we're here to do together. what is the universe calling us to do with this very magical moment in our lives. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye and thank you so much for being here. Until next time, and our next live stream will be a week from today, which is Thursday the 14th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If anything will change, you will receive all the information. If you follow me, you'll know exactly what is the plan. But for now, it's going to be a week from today, on Thursday the 14th, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for 90 minutes. So thank you for joining with us today. Have a beautiful night, and I love you so, so much. Have a beautiful evening. Thank you.